Hey everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA. I've been living in my car for 15, 16 months, something like that. I get confused doing the math, going over 1 year, or out of 1 year into another year, then out of that year too. I have an audience here. I've been getting through my dissociative disorder. I have depersonalization, derealization. I choose not to even think about the early stages of this recent relapse I got in. I don't even like talking about it now because I'm still not quite out of it enough to where I can talk about it and it doesn't bother me. Because when I think about it or talk about it, it brings up those symptoms again that were horrifying when I was just starting it, and I was believing, oh, I'll never get better, I'll never be back to myself. This crappy haircut they gave me, it looks like I have a comb over, but I don't. Look, it's just they cut it bad. And anyways, but I am getting better. I am getting out of that. I still haven't really, it still hasn't totally hit me, the death of my dad. And which is just so weird because I know before this disorder happened, it would have hit me so hard. It would have crushed me. I would have felt so guilty for, not being there last 6 months of his life. And just I always feel guilty about everything. About enjoying anything, I feel guilty, and that's one thing. It just makes me dissociate. If anything feels too good, I get dissociated, where everything goes numb and I can't process stuff. It's scary, and I am flat broke. I'm thinking of maybe doing Uber Eats or something, because I looked at TaskRabbit, and it's like, yeah, you can deliver stuff on there, but I'm like, I don't know how long it would take to get started making money on that. Because you can set how much money you want to earn, and it's like you got to talk about why people should hire you, and I'm like, oh fuck this, man. What, people make all kinds of crazy demands and stuff. Oh, they want this especially laminated on one side or whatever. I'm like, screw that. Maybe Uber Eats though. I'll consider that, even though I don't want to pick up food, deliver food, all that bullshit. I know it's possible. I know people make money on it. But I'm trying not to freak out. Sorry, I'm shaking my leg. And I'm going to apply for more jobs on Craigslist. One thing I just hope I get, just sweeping construction sites. I've been working on set all week on short films as a member of the art department. So I'm like on my feet 12 plus hours a day. Well, that's not true. I maybe sit during lunch, but I'm good at I have more energy working physically for 12 hours a day than when I didn't, and I would get tired easily. Now I can't even take a nap when I'm on set, or not on. It's not on set yet, but we're in pre-production doing stuff in the carpentry and painting. Excuse me, but so I'm like, okay, I can clean construction sites. I can do it for 8 hours or whatever. And if it's hard work, whatever, I can do it. Because I've been lifting huge sections of sets called flats that are like fake walls that we got to pick up, move, set down. Put jacks up against them, these triangular stands against the back to brace them. Just do all kinds of tedious work. And it's cool. It's not my, the thing I want to stay in always, but I like doing it a lot. I would do it for a while because I like being around the set and getting the experience, and just it's good exercise, and I'm losing weight. And that's really more from eating than from any just exercise, because you can't out exercise a bad diet. But I just figure I'd talk about things that are helping me feel better. Let me check my notes. Where the fuck did I write it? Okay. What helps me? A homeless guy living in his car in LA. Just had a dissociative disorder, and normally I have lots of depression anyways. I get easily discouraged by stuff and disappointed and upset, and even just on a decent day, I can be horribly hard on myself and negative and guilt-ridden. I always feel guilt. One is just good influences. So I try and watch stuff that's a good influence on me, whatever. I like watching channels like Big Herc, people who are also, just working hard, doing a lot with their lives. I like watching Wes Watson too, although man, he's sometimes he's screaming on camera. I'm like, what the fuck are you yelling for? I didn't even do anything. But it's like, okay, I get into it, like I listen for what's useful for me. And he really changed my life because his thing about early wake-up times being so important, it took a while for me to watch that and get it, because for so much of my life I've been like, fuck that, I'm not getting up early. But I've been miserable getting up later and starting my day at like 2 in the afternoon because I go to the gym and stuff, and then by the time I'm out and ready to start my day and I've eaten, it's like 3 in the afternoon or something. So I started getting up earlier and earlier to where I try and get up at 5 a.m. every day. Today I got up at 6 because I went to sleep around midnight. I was at a show last night after I was working on set all day, and then I went to edit with someone. But just good influences like that, and I'll touch more on that later. So getting up early, that's a huge thing. That just helps me a lot. Just the discipline of like not wasting my day, because I would be lost getting up later. And while I was working as a bouncer, yeah, it was important. And I'm not a person who can just get up no matter what. Holy shit, what the that was weird. Just get up, like, even if I sleep like 3 hours or something. I mean, yeah, I can, I've done it, but it hurts like a motherfucker. I'm like, but I feel shitty though going to bed so late, so I try and go to bed early. I wanted to stay at the show last night, just hang out a little while, because I wasn't even feeling that tired either. I was like, oh, I want to see how I feel. And sleeping until 6 in the morning, that worked for me. I ended up getting into the gym around 7:30, 7:45, whatever, because I ate first and watched some videos. And anyways, exercising, that's really important. And it's weird, if you exercise and don't know how you're supposed to do it, and you don't have good form, it's not just form, knowing what reps to do, how much the intensity you're supposed to have in your workout, and you know, how many sets to do, and how, you know, which parts of your body to do. And I'm still, you know, I'm not an expert on any of that, but I've gotten much better at it. Whoa, hold on, I've got to wipe my what the fuck, man. Anyways, so that helps a lot. And you know, sometimes I'm still in a horrible mood when I work out, and I have to concentrate because I'm like, whoa, I am so fucking depressed. You know, it doesn't always help me, but it helps a lot, to where it's not a good feeling if I don't work out and I'm like, oh, my day's easier because I didn't work. No, it's not even hard to exercise. It's the mental part that's harder. So it took a while though, because I was miserable at it for a while when I had a home, when I was working out in my house, because I was lazy about it. So I would do reps and sets, but I would take long breaks between them, which was stupid. And I was like, how can people just do them without breaks? Well, now I do them with only, what, a minute or 2 minute breaks, just so I can rest and be ready for the next set. Oh, excuse me. That was a piece of lemon on my nose. I squeezed a lemon earlier and I got it all over my hands and face, and I drank the lemon juice with water. Yeah, so I would study a lot for a while, and it took a while to realize, oh, I'm doing such shitty sets. Like, I'm doing one set of one movement, then moving to another body movement, then another, so it makes no fucking sense what I'm doing. I mean, meaning like one set, like 10 reps of whatever. This movement, I forget what this is even called. It's not a shoulder press. Shoulder press is more like this. But I would do like this, and then I'm like, okay, move on to the next one. Bicep curls. I'm like, wait a minute, no, keep doing this, like 4 sets of this, like 10 or whatever. I'll do them to failure. I won't even, I count, but I'm not counting to like stop at a specific number. I don't know if I should, maybe I should. That's more what bodybuilders do, because they're not just trying to get pure strength, they're trying to build size. So it's different from just lifting for strength. Anyways, limiting what I eat, that's really helpful too. Yeah, I feel like shit. Not only, you know, when I eat too much, but just eating till I'm full all the time and gaining weight. Now I'm losing weight. I think you can see it in my face. But I would almost eat because I was afraid, like, oh, if I don't eat, I'll get sick, or I'll be malnourished or something, or I'll be food deprived and it'll hurt my body. And now I'm realizing, no, it's not. That's not that crucial. I'm not an expert on diet, so. You know, I know there's such a thing called a reverse diet that's supposed to help reset your body's metabolism, where you just start low carb, or like moderate amount of carbs and proteins, and then low fats, and then you build it up week by week or something like that, and then it resets your metabolism so that it's very hard to put on fat again. I know people do that. I don't quite understand. I'm sure I will, or I'm sure I'll try to learn it someday, but I'm not an expert at dieting. So for now, it's just like eating and then stopping. And it's not that I'm hungry. I would eat more before because I was hungry. It's because I was scared, like, oh, if I don't eat, it was almost like I don't know where my next meal will come from in a way, or it's like I don't know, if I'll damage my body. And it's like, get over that fear. It's not a big deal. And so now I'm glad to just eat less and just focus on my work, and I feel better doing it. I stay engaged with what I love, film, simple enough. And with the dissociative disorder, that's been tough, but I'm getting better at it, getting better. Trying to read more about movies and just keep practicing, seeing, okay, can I do this again? I finally wrote notes on a film I was writing before for the first time in months since I got my dissociative disorder relapse. The relapse of my disorder. So that was good progress. And then I had a little setback where I was dissociated again. I'm getting better, and it depends day by day. Doing things that make me uncomfortable, look at my notes, and developing my film skills. So doing stuff I wasn't sure I could do or prepared to do. That's really good. Like studying new things in film. All these different things I'm doing on set. I have to learn stuff to do them, and be confident that I can learn how to do it. So it just helps. Keep moving. At any time I can regress. It's not like it's all just progress. And I used to do stuff like this too, where I was always busy, always doing stuff. I was working in theater sets, but I was so miserable just because, I don't know, it's like my mind didn't have time to develop yet. I was 23, very depressed. My girlfriend had broken up with me. I was very depressed over that, and just I couldn't form as a human yet. I don't know, it took time. Maybe it really took getting that major relapse of my dissociation, where it was extremely painful. I was disabled for 9 months. I was sure I'd never get better again. And maybe it took that partly to sort of rework my mind or something. I don't know. I mean, it was freaky. And since the dissociative disorder, I got to get up and move around. A lot of it stems from the teachings of Christianity and the trauma that inflicted in me. That's something I learn about too. Try not to obsess over, but learn about to really understand how the religion was fabricated. I'm not saying that to be like, what's the word? When like everybody likes a movie, but contrarian. No, like it totally was. It totally was fabricated. So many books, gospels were, deemed heretical and kept out of the Bible, and yet early people in Christianity would reference them, and so they were reading them, but it wasn't yet, the Bible wasn't firmly put together, and so Christianity was altered so much based on the desires and needs of these fanatical men who were superstitious and ignorant. And so excuse me, it helps a lot to learn about that, and just to study about my dissociative disorder too, and remember all the knowledge I've learned from books on self-help, like Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. That stuff helps a lot. Anyways, there you go. That's basically the idea. What the hell animal makes those again? I forget. I eat prairie dogs. That's fucking it. I don't know if it's prairie dogs or gophers, but look at it. All over here, you got these. If you're not looking, you'll just step in these mounds of dirt, which is not a big deal. It's just, oh, well, it's a little bit of a big deal now for me, because look at my shoes. Working on set has torn apart my shoes even further. Wait, where the fuck is my shoe? Can you see it? Yeah. So that it was already pretty torn up, but it's gotten even more torn up. Working on sets, all the whatever weird positions I have to get in to fit behind stuff, move stuff, climb up ladders, turn around on ladders, bend over, lift stuff up. It's just tearing apart my shoes. I'm lucky these are strong shoes. I can't afford new shoes, so I'm going to be wearing these shoes as long as I... Oh, there it is. Can you see? I don't... Yeah, that's a cool animal right there. I should do that. Just dig under the ground and live there. Oh, there it went. Wait. Where is it? All right, I won't bother it. It reminds me of me, the way I kind of poke my head out and go back in. Anyways, so that helps, you know. And living in my car in the first place, that was an uncomfortable move that helped me a lot. Definitely was hard for a while, and it still can be hard and depressing, but it doesn't bother me as much now. We'll see, I don't know, because I'm still in my dissociative disorder where I don't quite feel everything strongly. So there you go, have fun with my tips.